my friends, and welcome to Italy, a place to love YouTube channel. Today, following yesterday video where I was talking about the houses for sale in this town in Molise Region, Campobasso Province. So the town is called Guglionesi. Yesterday I made a video where I was talking about this town. I showed the location on Google Maps. I showed the prices of the Campobasso province, and then I showed as well the properties for sale in Guglionesi under 100,000 euro. So I will recommend you to watch this video, the one that I made yesterday, if you're watching this today, because in today's video I'm going to talk only about one property for sale. And it's this property that I have here, detached house in Piano delle Mura 28, Guglionesi. So selling price is 58,000 euro, 4 rooms for 166 square meters. So we are talking about quite big house. Okay, my friends, now if you are new to this channel, please subscribe, and then if you're not new and you are watching my videos regularly, please put like. All right, so let's start to show you. Let me start to show you this property that I have selected today. Okay, let's enter into the property. Now let's read a bit the description before we are going to see the pictures. Now, detached house for sale in Piano delle Mura 28, Guglionesi. So this town in Molise Region, Campobasso Province, only 10-15 kilometers from the sea. So we are talking about a destination that is not far from the sea. We are talking about a townhouse. So I'm not talking about a property that is isolated but is in the town. So not far from the sea, and in the town of Guglionesi. So 166 square meters, 4 room. Let's read the description now. Now I see the description here of the house is very short, but let's try to understand what is this property about. Now, detached house, panoramic and bright. So we like, in particular, panoramic and bright. In the historic center of Guglionesi, with ample parking in front, spacious parking in front of the house, and double entrance. So the property has 2 entrances. It is composed as follows. On the ground floor, rumpus room, which is called taverna in Italian. I would say more as, anyway, is a ground floor. Cellar, closet and bathroom. This is all on the ground floor. And then on the first floor we have a kitchen, living room, 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. So the house itself, by the description, shows me that there is a big spacious space on the ground floor, and then on the first floor there is the kitchen, the living room, the bedrooms and the bathroom. But there are actually 2 bathrooms in the house, which is always better than having just one. One is on the ground floor and one is on the first floor. Then let's read the features, the basic features. Detached house, 166 square meters built, 4 rooms, 2 bathrooms, good condition. Overall, the property is in a good condition. There are always works, some renovations to do, but overall the property is in a good condition. So orientation southeast, individual heating, natural gas. So we have a heating system, which is always not all the houses generally in the south of Italy, in particular, old houses have the heating system. But so, let's start looking at the pictures. So there are 17 pictures. Now, what do we know of this house? Because not all the pictures are showing all the floor plan of the house, so we need to try to understand a bit the disposition of the rooms. Now, here, this is the ground floor. We can see a kind of an entrance, quite big entrance. Anyway, a lot of light enters from that space, so it was done simply to have a bright room even when the door is closed. So from the ground floor we have, now here I see a kitchen. I also see a dining table, kind of couch, sofa. But this is not the main house. This is what they call tavern here. So this ground floor, which many houses in the south of Italy have this type of space, which is not actually the real house, but is more a kind of space where you can make homemade products. Let's say many houses have this type of space. Okay, let's look at the second picture. Here we have, anyway, a beautiful view, the view on all the valley around Guglionesi. Now, to have a view is always one of the best features that for me a place can have, because it's always kind of regenerating. So nice to have a view. Then if you have sea view is even better. Maybe from here is even possible to see the sea. Okay, now here we have a picture from the outdoor space. As we can see, this is the house here, because we recognize from this entrance. So this is the ground floor, and then here we have the first floor, which is more the habitable space, where they were saying bedrooms, kitchen. Then it's also saying that there are two entrances, so from this square here, and then from the other side of the house, which is probably maybe a narrow road. But so from this side you have big parking area, big parking space. Okay, the house doesn't have a garden. Most of the townhouses in the south of Italy, when the houses are in the town, don't have a private garden. And I said this many times, but because the majority of the people who used to live in this town were farmers and they all had their own land, they didn't need to have their own garden. This is a concept that has to be understood, in particular when you're living in the south of Italy. When you're living in the south of Italy, people don't really need to have their own garden when they have their own fields, maybe 5-10 minutes driving from their house. Like most of the farmers, like here in Montemilone, nobody has his own private garden because they all have fields. All right, so let's look at the following picture. Now we are back to the same room, which we can call tavern. Anyway, I see one step is a bit tiny bit lower than the outdoor floor, than the floor outside. Now here I see one door with a little room. I still cannot guess what is. Maybe it's just a little storage room. I saw as well another door here just beside the front, beside the entrance. Anyway, overall, I see the house here, apart the furniture, is in a good condition. Okay, here we have another picture from outdoor. Here it is. Then here another picture of the view from that kind of terrace. It's a pity this house doesn't have a terrace. It's not saying anything about a terrace. Anyway, here we are still on the ground floor because I recognize this room here. We see the sofa and we see that door that I couldn't understand probably the storage room, small storage room. So we are still on the ground floor. We have a corridor. Everything looks in order. And then here we have probably another room that was used just to produce homemade products like passata and this type of preserved food. While because in the south of Italy they make maybe meat, they cook raw meat, they make sausages, passata. Depends. People make they might make wine, storage olive oil. So this type of part of the house is used to produce food. All right, then let's look at the following picture. Okay, now I want to understand. Okay, I don't remember this television here. I see a fridge. Let me go back 1 second. So this table here, I want to see. Yeah, so basically this picture here is taken from the right hand side of the table, which we see here. So probably from the corridor we are going down to this room, which is the other side of the road of the house. Now I don't remember this door here, and I don't remember the television, so I want to go back to the main picture if they were showing, because it looks like another extra room, but no, I see here the fridge. So from this point of view is taken the picture when we saw that curtain that is leading to the back of the house. So probably there is an entrance to that room from here, from this corridor, and is also connected from that room. So has a double entrance, this room here. Anyway, it's an interesting space. Okay, here I saw the fridge. So here's the television. From that room we are leading to the rear of the house, which is also possible to enter from the table from here, from the corridor. All right, now let me go back again 1 second. Doesn't look like this. Maybe this is the entrance for the bathroom, because it said there is a bathroom on the first floor. Yep, so probably this is the entrance for the bathroom. Now the bathroom, it's nothing special, nothing bad, it's not in a bad condition, so I cannot give a negative feedback about the bathroom. Obviously it's not perfect. It's always possible to make a new bathroom. All right, so now there are two separate entrances. I guess this is the first floor, because we see already is independent, but I see a main entrance which is not from that side that I showed you before. So we are at 11 pictures out of 17. They say that on the first floor there is the kitchen plus living room, 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. So it's all based on this corridor. Overall, it's all in a good condition. Heating system, radiators, floor is fine. Okay, here we have the master bedroom. The window frames looks okay. Radiator again, floor fine. I'd say that overall the condition of the house is good. So here that's what they call living room. I would call it more as a dining room, but anyway, then is it adjustable by the people who might be interested in this property? Obviously, how to use the space, that's an individual thing. Now they're not showing the picture. Here we have the second bathroom, overall in a fine condition, not perfect but fine, ready, it's usable, so it's possible to use this bathroom as it is. We have another bedroom. Okay, this is the second bedroom. The only problem that I see of this bedroom is one of these rooms in the middle of the house, so it doesn't really have a window. it only has an air kind of passage here on the top left of the picture. We can see there is a little window. That's for the hot warm season. Obviously these rooms are much more fresh during the summery months than the other rooms. Okay, here we have again another picture from the corridor. So I guess behind me there is the entrance door. Then on the right hand side we have the entrance of the living room and the kitchen, which they don't show the picture. The second door we find here on the right is this bedroom without window that I show you, and here we can see the internal window that is just for the passage of the air. Then at the very end we have the bathroom, and here on the right hand side there is the master bedroom. So living room, bedroom, bedroom, bathroom plus corridor. Maybe here is even possible to before the arch to make a big open space, to not have a separate room, but anyway, that's just an idea. Okay, then we have another little space that I see there is a tap, but can't really figure out. Maybe this is just beside the kitchen, I don't know, because we saw this little window. There's no floor map of the house, that's a pity. They don't show the second side because there should be two sides, one on this side and the other entrance on the other side of the house. Pity they're not showing a picture of the other side of the house. But overall, anyway, the good thing of this house is that it's quite spacious. There's plenty of space. Price 58,000 euro. Now let me move one. I just want to see the price per square meter of this house. So the price per square meter is 349 euro per square meter, which is much more under, let's see the average in Guglionesi now. You see, now I'm in Guglionesi on Realadvisor.it. As we can see, the average price of the houses per square meter, it's 811 euro per square meter for houses for sale. But we have properties that are going from 198 euro per square meter up to 2,958 per square meter. Then on the base of all the properties for sale, the average that we have is 811. Now here we are nearly 500 euro under the average, 450 euro under the average, which is a massive, that is a plus. So I could see this property as an interesting property to buy. The price 58,000 euro for all these square meters on two floor. I won't discuss much. Maybe I would try to get it for 55,000, but even for 58, I think is a good asking price. Okay, now the last thing I want to do is to go on Google Street View, because I tried to find the house here on Google Street View, but I couldn't. Now I know the address they put on the advertising of the house is via Piano delle Mura 28. I typed here the address and it didn't show any result. What I'm trying to do now is just to go on Google Street View to see what is this area looking like. I'm not, because I couldn't find the property. So I'd say is a nice and lovely town, historical. So we are in the old part of the town. So from here start one road called Via Guiscardo, which is not the road that we are interested in. Oh, for example, I see one house for sale here in a very good condition. So many, three floors, sorry. We have a ground floor, first floor, and a second floor. The house is a bit narrow, looks like there is just one room. Then we don't know the other side, but it's an interesting. Then we have an old building here, which is interesting. I like this type of old buildings. Now let's try to drive a bit here in this road, Piano delle Mura. Okay, so I see there is probably a shop here. This could be a restaurant or a bar. Okay, now let's keep walking just to see what are the condition of the house. So I see houses are not totally in an abandoned state, even if they are old, but okay, this one here doesn't look like in a very good condition, but if we see the ground floor is kept well, so someone is living. I see in good condition as well this house. Okay, let's keep going. I see lovely houses. I see lovely houses here. I see now here the panoramic view. Then we have probably is the primary school. I guess this is because I saw the sign before of the primary school. Obviously the town is not big, so they don't need big massive buildings for the school. Lovely house here. Let's keep driving. We are in Piano delle Mura. So we have a lovely view from here, panoramic. I guess from here it's possible to have a view of the sea. Then here we have a square. I thought this was the square that we saw in the pictures of the house on sale, but it's not this one. Anyway, overall there is parking space. That's always important. We have a little garden with few benches just to enjoy the panorama, the Belvedere, panoramic view Belvedere. All right, here we have an olive tree just in the middle of the square. Another area of Vico Sanniti, I don't know the name. Here we are back in Piano delle Mura. I'm trying to just have a view around the area where the house could be. Again, I couldn't find that entrance from Google Street View at this address. Maybe that's not the exact address. Overall, what I see is a lovely town in Molise region, which is quite for who doesn't like stressful life, for people who would like to enjoy your retirements, and anyway, it's not far from the sea. Slow life, good quality food. So these are the things that are important for the people who are choosing this type of location. Good quality life, good air, good food, slow life, close to the sea, close to the mountains. In a short driving distance, you may reach already big town like Termoli. You can reach in 10 minutes driving, 10-15 minutes driving. So I see a lot of advantages for people who really enjoy the slow life of the south of Italy. Okay, my friends, so let me just zoom out 1 second to see from the view of the town from above, just to understand what type of businesses there are here. So the house, we guess, is in this area on the left hand, or on the left part of the town. Then we have a restaurant here, Il Pagatore. Then we have probably here they're selling desserts and sweets. Um, I'm trying to see. Here there is a B&B. Um, what else? Fashion look, an hairdresser. Uh, all right. Dacci un taglio, another hairdresser. Uh, Miri Look Center. Okay, plenty of hairdresser here. Um, then, as we can see, the town, okay, I said the town in yesterday video. I said that the town is around 4,000, 5,000 inhabitants. So we have a retail shop, there is the park, um, we have, wait a second, I saw here a basketball pitch for people who enjoy. Here probably there is the school. So it's a lovely active town. It's not an abandoned post office. For sure there are banks. Uh, there are all type of services. Centro estetico. Uh, I don't remember in English. Centro estetico. Estetista. Uh, Len, what you call estetista in English? Cosmic. Uh-huh. Beauty salon. Beauty salon. I was asking to my wife. I don't know. I don't go to beauty salons, so um, estetista in Italian, dear. Anyway, here we have a huh? Beauty. Huh? Yeah, beauty salon, beautician. Beauty salon, beautician, dear. I'm recording the video. Do you want to argue while I'm making the video? Oh, so try to understand. Okay, so here we have supermercato, another retail shop, bar, and so on. Different type of services around this area. Just then, let's see how far we are from the sea. Okay, so the sea is quite close. Here we have Termoli, and so here there is Guglionesi. All right, my friend, sorry for the little discussion with my wife. Was beautician, that's what she says. I'm saying beauty salons. Anyway, we understood each other even without before this. And I'll see you here on Italy, a place to love, a real genuine channel. I am, as you see me, you see what you got. And so please put like and subscribe if you arrive till the end here with me on this today video. Bye for now, and I'll see you to my next video. Bye.